We've analysed the symbolism of the moon, the broken moon, the rain, thunder, and the umbrella. And now we're going to analyse the symbolism of sunsets. Let's do this. Compared to the amount of rain and moon scenes in Miraculous, there were only a few sunset scenes, if I rightly recall, which is a little disappointing, but regardless, there's still a lot we can pick up from them. So before we get into this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit that thumbs up, and turn on that bell button for post notifications. Without further ado, let's begin. We know the moon and sun are opposing yet complementary forces of nature, yin and yang if you please. And as we've analysed in my previous video, the moon uncovers hidden emotions within the subconscious mind. Emotions the characters aren't even aware they have. And this mainly applies to Adrienne, which is only right that sunsets mainly apply to Marinette. As usual, we'll start with the general symbolism of sunsets. The sun or sunsets depict pure happiness and bliss. In the context of relationships, the sun symbolises a happy love life, passion and positivity, which is clearly evident in Adrienne and Marinette, Ladybug and Cat Noir's relationship. But did you also know sunsets have a deeper and darker meaning behind them? For the purpose of this video essay, I'm going to be discussing 3 specific examples of sunset scenes. Example 1, the ice cream scene in Glaciator. Example 2, the Ladynoir scene at the end of Cat Blanc. And example 3, Adrienette plane scene in the New York special. As we know, the sun is the yang. It represents light, life and warmth on an emotional level and grants a person the ability to express their feelings towards a loved one, whether it be platonically or romantically. But unlike the moon, it's feelings the characters are fully aware that they have. A sunset represents romance, but also change, and on a deeper note, the beginning of darkness. First up, let's talk about the ice cream scene in Glaciator. I personally think this scene is very overlooked, and I will admit I'm also guilty of not realising the actual message behind it. As mentioned before, the sun highlights a change of some sort. In this scene, Andre hands Marinette the ice cream and reassures her that her love will materialise. Now, is it a coincidence that the Miraculous balcony scene just so happens to take place shortly after? I don't think so. I'd argue that Glaciator was the beginning of the shift/change in Ladynoir's relationship. In other words, they shifted from being solely partners to establishing a genuine friendship. Feelings were expressed and they became more than a superhero team. When Andre said, "Your love will materialise," he meant every word. Although he doesn't know it, he was implying that Cat Noir is Marinette's true love, the one she can be vulnerable around, the one she trusts wholeheartedly. And then, of course, we get the Miraculous balcony scene, followed by the Ladynoir balcony scene. Think of it like the sunset paved a way for the moon scenes later on in this episode. After all, the sun sets for the moon to make its entrance, right? Now the ending scene in Cat Blanc, and I know what you guys are thinking. Cat Blanc again? Is there a day where the cartoon hotspot doesn't talk about Cat Blanc? Yes, I get it. Anyways, at the end of the episode, Cat Noir says, "Hey Bugaboo, so what was that sudden call for?" To which she responds by resting her head on his shoulder. Cat Blanc was probably very traumatizing for Ladybug. To put it to you, Ladybug faced her biggest fear. She faced the person she'd last expect to be up against, her partner, akumatized into Cat Blanc. Let's rewind to where I said the sun or sunsets represents change and the beginning of darkness. This was the episode where it really dawned on Ladybug how much she values Cat Noir and how she can't imagine a world where he's evil. There's a saying that you don't know what you have until you lose it. Cat Noir asks, so what was that sudden call for? Emphasis on the word sudden, highlighting just how desperately she needed to see him. After facing her worst nightmare, she needed to be sure it was just that, a nightmare, but of course she knows it was very much reality. She needed to feel close to him and she doesn't even try to hide it. Ladybug simply smiles and responds by saying, "I did it," which sparks confusion, though Cat Noir embraces it and the two sit on the rooftop together, admiring the sunset. First of all, what did Ladybug mean by "I did it"? What did she do? Was she implying that she saved the relationship? Whatever she meant, this sunset scene was very wholesome as it represented Ladynoir's bond strengthening. They could literally sit in silence and enjoy each other's company. Now for the darker implications. Like I said before, the sun sets in order for the moon to appear. The moon can only appear where there is darkness, right? This darkness is embodied by the fact that Ladybug knows somewhere along a timeline something triggered Cat Noir's acclimatization, thus causing the end of the world. That's her dark secret she's keeping. She is probably aware that she could have feelings for Cat Noir, but she is repressing them out of fear. And it makes sense since in the finale of season 3, Ladybug says, "I can't be in love with you." Can't, implying something is holding her back from falling for him. This example is by far my favourite, the Adrienette sunset scene in the New York special. In this scene, the two admire the sunset as Adrien delivers a heartfelt message to Marinette. He states, "The only reason I can enjoy this beautiful sunset is you. You're always willing to take a chance on something or someone, even when no one else is." Now, I don't know about you guys, but that sounded like a declaration of love to me, and in my opinion, completely outsold his love declaration in Cat Blanc. Why is the scene so significant? Well, sunsets are said to offer the ability to appreciate life's gifts. Just like the moon, it allows a person to show gratitude. But don't forget, the moon equals emotions from the subconscious mind, whereas the sun is emotions from the heart, which the person is very much aware that they have. Adrien acknowledges that his greatest gift was meeting Marinette, which is why he easily tells her of her best qualities, that being her determination, her drive and resilience. He is aware of how much he admires Marinette, and he has no trouble expressing this. It's funny how on the coach, Nino tells Adrien to admire the view of New York, which also happens to be a sunset scene. Coincidence? I think not. However, Adrien glances at Marinette first and then admires the view, further emphasizing his feelings for Marinette because he didn't have to look at her first and then smile so lovingly before looking at the view of New York. But he did. Okay, shout outs for this week. A while ago, I posted to my community tab asking you guys to guess what this video will be, and a few of you correctly guessed. So shout outs to Zoe Audi, Tejaswini N, Elizabeth Gore, Mohammed Alulu, Hamare Jalani, Miraculous Superfan, Hamikam Gaming, and Jasper Blincrow. Sorry if I pronounced any of your names incorrectly. And in my last video essay, I asked you guys to comment down your favourite Adrienette scene. And so here are the shout outs for those. Shout outs to Pinkstar, Abby Rose 539, Cameron Key, Mrs. Leo Valdez, The Cartoon Reviewer, Greek Geek 07, Hoda Khaled, Sarah Jessica Blattner, Sanvi Tawari, and Ramesa Chandna. For next week's video, if you want to shout out, comment down what scenes are your favourite. Do you prefer the moon scenes or the rain scenes or the sunset scene? And tell me what is your favourite scene. You guys let me know in the comment section and I'll be sure to shout out a few of you. So as we can see, the sunset scenes hold a lot of weight in the show and are equally as important as the moonlight scenes. I get the feeling with the direction season 4 is heading, we may get a lot more sunset scenes. Fingers crossed. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to subscribe to my channel where you won't miss out on more video essays like this. Don't forget to leave a like and comment down your thoughts. So that's it from me and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!